should have reflected.
What are you pointing at me for?
Yeah. No. I don't know what.
Next weekend.
Oh. So there it is. Re-welded. Gonna let it cool on its own there. You could just throw it in a bucket of oil, right? No, that wouldn't work. I'll grind it up a little bit tomorrow, and that should hold. It should hold. I had a John Deere 635 disc harrow that I snapped a couple of them on, and I didn't think it would work, but you can weld them. You really can. So I welded those, and they held up better than the new ones that I had bought. I had broke the new ones. I never broke the weld. Now, when I welded the ones, I just used 7018s years ago. I never capped them with anything, but Grant convinced me I should cap it with something soft, which is the proper way to do it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see if Teresa breaks it tomorrow morning. You're going to take that load of hay, right?
Yep.
You're not going to play with the neighbor, right? You're just going to leave him alone, because he just loves you. He loves you. Let me get my clothes off, and then that's it. So, yeah, we'll see if we break it tomorrow.
Oh, it pulls them out.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It compresses. It compresses. Anyway, I figured I'd show this before I put it in, if I can get my camera straight. I grounded a little bit on the outside. Well, years ago, a machinist told me, he says, if there's any sharp edges, that's where it's going to crack. So, you're better off kind of grinding them or cutting them to rounded. So that's what I did. Anyways, I sprayed it with some black paint. We'll see if it works. I hit it with the big old little sledge, which is like a 20-pound sledgehammer. It is a 20-pound sledgehammer, and it didn't break. So I figured if it was cracked from cooling, it would have snapped right off, and it didn't do that. So let's see if we get it in the field, and we'll put it together and then get it in the field. See if Teresa breaks it again. All right, she's good at breaking shit, huh? Now she actually got into a hole and snapped it. So she ran it long enough to slice a tire, and that was the end of that. Which I don't think she got too far. But we got to put new bearings in, but we're not going to do that today. Let's get this shit together. Next. That's it. That's it. Get back in business now. Oh, even those bearings that are out on the back. I ain't really putting some wear on this thing, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah. Which field was that shank in?
I was in the big one.
Okay.
Kind of only about a quarter of the way across the first part of that big field. Now we got to go over to the other. Where is that? Give me that ratchet or that sock impact. That's what I want. I need the bigger one. Pretty sure that's the bigger. I see an issue. Is it the bigger one or is it the smaller one? No, maybe it's the smaller one. You got the... Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it looks to me like it's bent. The bolts. Let's see what this is going to do. It's loose. They're loose. Why in the hell are they loose?
So these clamps to...
Well, yeah, these here, what's that, 15/16. It's got to be a 15/16 wrench around here, isn't there?
I think you just had one in your hand.
Nope, I had a 1 in an 8. I can find one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go over thing with the impact.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of ridiculous. That should not be loosening up at all. And over there, it's kind of effed up a bit. Fix that. Good. It's loose on one side, not the other. Let's get over there. Tiny little jack. Okay, let's kind of angle that up. You see what I'm working on? Right here. It seems like it's trying to break that off. Yes, it is. Bent that. It definitely bent that. That one. See if any more of those damn things are bent. That rock. It's only my fingers. It is. Okay. Woohoo! Have that fixed. Alright. Loosened up bolts. So one thing, there's so much chattering with this thing that it loosens stuff up. That's what happens. What are you missing?
There's an end cap.
End cap for what?
The pipe.
Broke off?
Working on it. Corners all cracked out. This edge and this edge.
That's not good. That's not good at all. What'd they do? Well, they only welded the top.
Yeah.
We'll address that later. So what's going to happen is it's just going to crush that pipe without that in there. Now that thing's about off. Got a welder out here. We'll fix that. Interesting. Yeah, the other tabs are okay, I guess. I don't see that they're missing. Oh no, they're totally different in the back. Alright. Alright. Alright, let me clean up some tools and stuff here and get ready to weld that thing. I guess I'll be the angry farmer today. I'm not really angry, but... So last night, last night or early this morning I was planting, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my wheel sensor decided to stop functioning 100%. We did get the corn up there planted in the rocks, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna show you actually, I'm not gonna tell you anything. Look at the wear on these plastic closing wheels. The wear on those. Now, it had rained yesterday a little bit and caused, normal rain type things, but the corn planter performed perfectly. I only had one little issue, almost perfectly, almost flawlessly. This coupler right here, where this guy here is. So this is what engages the other side. So when you unfold this piece here slides into this, and it's spring loaded so it doesn't cause any problems. But this sticks out quite a ways, and every once in a while you'll hit things like mailboxes and signposts and things like that. So you got to be really careful that you don't bend it. But anyways, this coupler here had come undone. Let me get on the other side of it. this coupler here had come undone and it had slid out of its position. So there's one field with a small portion of 2 rows, which then turns into 4 rows that did not get planted correctly. And I'm sure I'll show you that when I find it. I know what field it is, and it's just going to be a bugger. This had cover crop on it, so if you know anything about Martin row cleaners and the cover crop rye, it'll wrap and cause all kinds of problems. But whatever, no big deal, right? It worked out. It did work out. So what I'm going to do, because my wheel sensor started causing me problems at about 11 o'clock last night, just beep every once in a while. It would beep and kick out, and I was like, what the heck? And then it tells me that the wheel sensor isn't right. So I fiddled with it. I thought maybe it had a broken wire, and I pulled this apart here, and you can see the wires. Maybe you can see the wires? Now you can see the wires. You can see the wires in there. I cut one of the zip ties off of there because it was zip tied up like this, and I thought maybe that was it. It did not help at all. But I will say this. My brake line needs to be replaced. It is in pretty sad shape on the outside. I'm sure, holy shit, why is this thing doing it? The outside is pretty sad shape. It's not bulged or anything, but it is going to be causing me an ass ache, so I'm going to have to deal with that. But before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop all these off of here. Pull this off, that's the fender. Then I got this piece here, which is part of that fender system. And then I should be able to get into the wheel sensor and see if there's, because I can't get in there really close, and to see if the sensor's bad. I may have another one. They're stupid expensive. How, them things are pretty expensive. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to just wheel this guy over here. I have no idea what I'm running over, but it looks like there's bubbles and things. And I'll set you up here, and you can watch and see what I get into there with this thing. All right. So first off, it's going to be like a 17 millimeter wrench to take that off of there. And I'll get the wrenches, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, you're not going to get to see me repair it because my dad showed up, and he doesn't like being on camera. And of course we have Too Tall Timmy Two Toes over there. He's underneath. He fucked up the tractor, so he's got to fix what he did. But anyway, it is repaired, and I'll tell you what it was. There was an old repair on this wheel sensor, way up in there. Of course, I had to take all this off. Not this, but this. Had to take that off, and I went to take the sensor off, and the plug was damaged to the point where it needed a a wire tie to hold it in place. I vaguely remember doing this to this tractor. Vaguely, very vaguely remember doing this. So I'm pretty sure it was a repair of mine, but anyway, one of the wires did end up breaking. So what I did was, because this is the loom that should be there, I got some larger loom, and I put the larger loom over it, and I taped it here and up there. I used a little dielectric grease on there and another wire tie to hold it in place. But in here, where it is actually up in here on the other side of this clamp, it was broken. Me and Teresa soldered it. It wouldn't have worked out to videotape it because we both had our hands full. So what I'm going to do now is, I thought that this wire is supposed to go through this thing here, and that's what's wrong. Some dingleberry didn't put it together correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to reroute it to the position that it's supposed to be in, because it was attached to this cable, or this brake line. This brake line's in pretty bad shape. It needs to be replaced. It's probably $5,392. So we're just going to let it go for now. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pop these off. These two bolts are 13 millimeter. I think Tim's got that.
How about you show him the log?
Oh, yeah. Well, Tim was pushing some bushes around at the one farm, and that's exactly where I told him, because that's oak. I told him over the radio, be careful, I don't want to have to fix a tractor. Please be careful, I don't want to fix a tractor. And he just Roscoe Ramjet doing his normal thing, shoving trees into the bushes, and he wedged a log in there, and he did we did end up getting that pipe pulled back and into position. He's just got to figure out where it should 100% go. There's 2 clips that need to be put on there, and for some reason he's having a mental malfunction. Did you figure it out? Yeah, yeah. It's 2. There's 2 tubes. One sits right next to the other. Clip them on. Clip them on so that they're together. That's all it takes. There's 2 of them. 1, 2. Oh, look at this. Look at that pretty girl. No?
On the phone.
You're on the phone? Oh, okay. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and redo that, and I'll show you that, man.
No, because I had a hole here.
All right. Well, I guess I got the rest of the day to fuck around. Do you need this block in here or not?
I just need it so it's... All right.
Block is stupid.
Okay.
You sure it's okay?
Yes. See?
I don't see anything.
Of course you're blind.
No, I can see just fine.
Put the bolt in.
Oh, I have a bolt.
It's right there on the hub.
What hub?
Hub. You're staring right at it.
Why in the fuck is that thing there? Where do you want it?
Carriage bolt the other side.
Would have been so much easier if you'd have just put the thing in. You okay, Tim?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Grab the wrong nut.
Yeah, it felt like a fine thread. Yeah, that's how the new cross thread is. Did you hear that? So, how do we do that? We do like this, right? And where did I put those?
Why is it super loose?
Because Tim is fucking up. Don't do that, Tim. We're not ready.
I'm trying to get it tight on there.
Yeah, but we don't need it tight yet. You can't tighten it until I get this.
I understand that. I'm just trying to get it in its spot.
Wait till I get this thing on. Working with Dad's always hard, isn't it, Mom? Ever work with your father?
No.
You never did? Didn't he teach you how to do massage and stuff?
Oh, that's not work. That's called teaching stuff. That's not work.
That's work.
Did he teach you?
Yeah.
All right, now you can tighten it up, Skip. Hey, you gotta tighten it up.
I understand.
Tim. Hey, Tim.
Stop.
Tim.
Stop.
Hey, Tim.
Oh, you. Ah, we got mud McGee.
Mud what?
I need it a little bit tighter than that.
Mud McGee.
Mr. McGee?
Not Mr. McGee. It's a
Mr.
Mud
McGee,
McGee.
that's right.
Can't see anything in here.
Fingers in there. Don't touch it.
Oh. Get his fingers. He'll get your day off then. Get his fingers set back on, but he's expected to come back to work tomorrow. What do you think, Mom?
Watched a couple guys
All right. Looks like we're what? What are we doing, Will?
Planted corn.
Back to planting corn. Yes, the corn planter's behind me. So the other day I started this. What day was that? 3 days ago? Anyways, I started this on, I think it was the 9th. It's now the 11th. And we ended up getting a freak rainstorm. Yeah, we ended up with a couple 3/10 of an inch in here. Yesterday I was here and put some fertilizer down, which is fine, you know. You gotta put fertilizer on if you want your corn to grow, right? So, no big deal. Get the fertilizer on, and I thought, you know what, this is so close to being ready. I'll give it till tomorrow. And then I decided today, after dealing with the police, Timothy got attacked by a crazy neighbor at the end of the road. Guy pulls him out of the car, I guess. I don't know how it happened. I wasn't there, but Tim made a mistake, though. He grabbed a plastic pipe that he had in his car, and he almost got arrested for terroristic threat. The other guy would have gotten arrested for assault had Tim not taken the plastic pipe out of his car like a dumbass. We could have ended that today. That would have been great, but you know what? Great things are gonna happen on another day, I guess. But anyways, I got Therese to come up here with the vertical tillage machine and fluff this up, get it loosened up enough that the sun can shine on it. She's only cutting the top 1.5 inches or so. As you can see, there's a wet spot we're gonna have to go around, but we're at the point now that we just have to have this corn in the ground. I can be done tonight with corn. I got Grant, he's going with soybeans. Tim's gonna bring me seed. Dad's calling, there's a better answer that.